Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually on the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do research, try them for yourself and see if they're good to you. So in this video I have another update for you, and this update is for the house of Armaf, and this one in particular called Club de Nuit Man. This is a special version of it. It's called Collector's Pride Concentrated Luxury French Perfume Oil 18 ml. So this just came out. The original perfume from Armaf came out a very long time ago. It's one of the first to release many years ago, but this in particular one, the special edition one, which is a pure perfume oil 18 ml, just came out probably a few weeks ago. It's not readily available. I bought it from one website and that website is out of stock right now, but if you are patient, probably is going to be readily available soon, maybe a few days or few weeks. So this one is as it says, pure perfume. Is pure perfume and you have to dab it. It's not a sprayer, and it is so first thing first, if you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable or entertaining, please, if you know what to do, use your finger. Your finger can do wonders. It's just a click, and with that click you help me, encourage me, you motivate me to make videos like this, to bring you perfumes that are on the radar, not many people mention them, to your attention, and you keep this channel afloat, you keep it running for much longer. There are many reviewers that stopped reviewing because this endeavor, this hobby, whatever you want to call it, is very expensive, and eventually will catch up with you. So with your help, which is just a movement of a finger, like, subscribe, comment, share this video with others. This way you help the channel to stay for longer. Thank you very much for your support, and let's go. So let's first thing first, let me tell you I bought it under £30, so I'm not sure what is the retail for it. Probably is that is the retail for it, although the 105 ml eau de parfum of this you can find it for under £30 anyway. This one, in terms of performance, it was good. On my skin lasted over 8 hours easily. On material goes for days. So very thick, very dense, as it says is a perfume oil, and is very thick and dense. So in terms of longevity is very good, but in terms of projection it doesn't project that much because because it's oil and it's thick and dense, it stays closer to the skin. So I would say about half an arm length for about 2 to 3 hours, and then after that slowly will subside. But you always have a good trail behind you because it's thick and dense. Excuse me. When you move around, you leave a trail. If somebody comes close to your personal space, they definitely would smell it. So this is quite discreet. It's quite on the, shall we say, personal space perfume. It doesn't shout out too much unless you go heavy on the dab. I put one dab excuse me, I put one dab on my hand, and it was it was good enough for me to smell it all day. But if you want others to smell you, obviously you have to go maybe up to 5 dabs different places on your body, on your skin. This is on its own, it doesn't have that much sweetness. I don't know, because the original one, people telling me that was quite sweet. So for some reason, when they made it to this form, which is oil form, the sweetness is not there. It's very minimalistic on the sweetness. And I felt that during the whole duration of this fragrance, I was smelling it, I was thinking that it's missing some sweetness, because this kind of fragrances, it needs proper sweetness. It needs a big, at least for my taste, I like them to be quite sweet to enjoy the composition. And for that, I'm sure some people would like this kind of fragrances, which are minimalistic on the sweetness. But for me, because it's a combination of spices and you know, and the tobacco and herbal and all these things, I felt that the sweetness is lacking. So let me read you the ingredients. The ingredients, it says on top we have grapefruit, mint and tangerine. In the mid we have cinnamon, clove, ginger and pepper. And the base we have ambergris, patchouli and spice. So you can tell this is very, very spicy fragrance. First and foremost, this is a spice. After the spice is that tobacco leaf, which is not mentioned in here, but I definitely get something like a tobacco leaf, like a herbal tobacco leaf, okay? And also what is not mentioning in here, it's little bit of powdery, little bit of dusty feel to it, which again I'm not sure where is that come from. Patchouli, it gives a tiny bit of earthiness, not much. Patchouli, and it says ambergris, probably is a synthetic version of it. These two together probably giving it that support to stay longer in terms of the performance. But biggest players are cinnamon, definitely, clove, definitely. I get some cumin as well, little bit, not much. Ginger, yes. Pepper, yes. So you can tell it's very, very, very spicy. The grapefruit and the tangerine in the beginning giving it that zesty, that citrusy feel. Although there's a lemon I can feel as well, which is not mentioned in here as well. So in the beginning is very, very heavy on the citrus. It opens up very citrusy with the mint, combination of that mint and the citrus. Although the mint is the second player, the citruses are bigger. So that combination giving it a very zesty, very, and also the pepper giving it that sparkly feel in the beginning, zesty, sparkly and citrusy feel. It stays for almost half an hour to an hour, which is quite good for a citrus. And then it goes to the basically spices, and it's just dominated by spice, cinnamon, clove, as I said, cumin a little bit, ginger, pepper, and all these things giving it that spicy, manly, quite on the gentlemanly side, little bit on the classical side of things. And also, as I said, I get leafy tobacco, which is not mentioned in here. Also, I get some herbal aspect, which is not mentioned in here. But overall, it's very, very good. It's quite well done. Some people say this is close to 1 million by Paco Rabanne. To some extent. Reason is because this one doesn't have leather, so the leather is lacking. There's no leather, and its sweetness is lacking because 1 million is quite sweet. It's very sweet, so that's why I would say to some extent maybe about 30 to 40% reminds you of 1 million by Paco Rabanne, and to biggest percentage it will remind you of Dolce & Gabbana, the one, especially the either EDP or intense version, so because this is much thicker. So imagine these two is none of those straight copy of those two, but it reminds you to some extent of those two. So if you like, this one is in the same category, same genre of perfumery of these two fragrances. So bigger percentage for 1 million. Sorry, bigger percentage of the one by Dolce & Gabbana, especially the EDP or the intense version, and also to some extent, lesser extent, 1 million Paco Rabanne, the original, but less sweet, and also no leather in here. So this is the mental picture you can take from this to put you in the right direction. So for that, because it was lacking sweet, or what I did, I layered it with this beauty. This one is called Saint Germain or Saint Germain from Maison Heritage, and this one is mainly vanilla. Vanilla is the biggest one, so it's very sweet, and also some rose and some musk, and it's quite a simple composition, but I used it because it's very, very sweet. So when I layered these two, so I put some of this, it was heavenly, because the sweetness from this one helped lift this perfume a lot, because I was for my taste at least, I was thinking this is too dry, lacking sweetness. And with this, layering it with this one, because this is very sweet, it gave me that sweetness punch, and it added up to this beauty, to this the spicy, and also the herbal and the earthy tobacco feel from this. So this lifted up a lot. So I would think if you layer this with something similar to what I did, something that is heavy on the either, oh, by the way, I can smell something like tonka in here, because it's very, very nutty, super nutty, yeah. So this is another thing that is not mentioned in the note breakdown, but is nuttiness. Is very, very nutty. It's almost, after the spices, what is the dominant player is nuts. Yeah, so I'm getting something like hazelnut, something like what's his name? Maybe even walnut, hazelnutty smell to it. And I think that is come from tonka bean, which is not mentioned in here. But the way they utilize tonka bean in here is very dry, and it's minimalistic on the sweetness. It's got some sweetness, but it's quite minimalistic, at least for my taste. And that's why I laid it with this beauty, and it gave me much better perfume composition in terms of the sweetness. So if you add anything that has got a big vanilla in it, or big tonka bean, or something that is sweet, very, very sweet, you can layer this beautiful with it. I did this yesterday, and it was mesmerizing. The wifey loved it. When I showed her first this one, she said is good, but it's nothing special. But when I layered it with this, which has got a big vanilla in it, then she loved it, because it become much sweeter, and it was a balancing act, much better with the added sweetness to this beauty. So overall, if you like those two fragrances I mentioned, Dolce & Gabbana, the one either Eau Parfum or Intense, plus to lesser extent 1 million original Paco Rabanne, you will like this. So it's the same genre of perfumery of those two, or at least to some extent. It's not a copy of either of them. It's not 100%, but when you smell it, it reminds you of those two quite strongly. So for that, I think it's good. But for me, because I was looking for something else, because when I saw the box and I saw the 18ml, I just rushed and I bought it, thinking this is Creed Aventus clone. It's basically Club de Nuit Intense Man, but it's not. It doesn't have intense. It says Club de Nuit Man. Okay, so if you like this kind of fragrances, yes, it's quite good for what it does. It smells quite natural. It doesn't smell anything synthetic in here, although obviously for this price point you expect some syntheticness, but they masked it very well, they blended it very well. The quality of the ingredients is quite nice in here, especially for a price, and especially if you like those two fragrances, you most likely you would enjoy this as well. Okay guys, so if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know. Oh, by the way, who is it for? This is definitely 25 and up to be in the safe side, because this is less of it on the mature side, this is on the classical side of things. In terms of occasion, this is all year round there, although it's a little bit suited for cooler weather, but because it's got freshness to it, you can use it all year round. Obviously less dab in the summer, more dabs in the winter. In terms of occasion, this is good for anything. You can dress it up, dress it down, formal, informal, day, night, special occasion, casual, anything you want. Very, very versatile in that term, because both Dolce & Gabbana the one and also Paco Rabanne 1 million, they are very, very versatile anyway. So for that, it's quite good. Okay guys, if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you want me to bring you fragrances like this in future, don't forget to hit those buttons. This way you help me, encourage me, motivate me to make videos like this in future. Your help will take this channel a long way, and I appreciate that very much. If you want to buy one of my own fragrances that are out of this world, They are super artistic, very unusual, very intriguing, 100% natural, amazing value for money, ultra beast mode, but you need to live in United Kingdom in order to purchase them. I leave them in the link as well. Thank you very much, and I see you later. Bye, bye, bye.